From Morelli Field at Melrose High School in Melrose, Mass., this is Lexington Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Tonight it's the Blue Sox with a record of 7-4-1, fourth in the ICL, taking on the Melrose Americans with a record of 6-6, sixth in the ICL. Good evening, everybody. I'm Sam Feely, ready to bring you the play-by-play story. As the Blue Sox look to get back on the winning track after a disappointing showing last night at Endicott College, in which they coughed up a 4-3 sixth-inning lead with as they were done in by walks and errors en route to a 6-4 loss against the Reading Bulldogs. And they will take on the Melrose Americans tonight, who are 1-0 against the Blue Sox this season. They shut them out on opening night of this campaign. And here's the starting lineup for the Blue Sox in the camo jerseys, as you won't be able to see through that panel. But Jeff Costello is going to lead it off in right field, followed by Thomas Russo at third. Ross Curley is at short. Julian Alvarez is in left. Dan Graham gets his first start of the season at DH. Jake Wilsey is at second. Taylor Ferguson is in center. Josue Feliciano is at first. And John Puttress rounds out the lineup behind the plate. On the mound for the Blue Sox is Drew Lienhoutz. Lienhoutz is making his fourth appearance of the season, has allowed 4 hits and 1 unearned run in 5 innings of work, walked 2 and struck out 8. We'll give you the Melrose lineup before they come to bat, but Zeke Berg, the former BB&N star and getting the start on the mound for the Americans, is ready to go. Berg is making his third appearance on the mound this season. In 2 2/3 innings, he's allowed 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts.
The right fielder, Jeff Costello.
So Jeff Costello will dig into the batter's box as by far the best offensive player for the Blue Sox this season. As that misses down and away for ball 1, we're underway with the first pitch at 7:35. That also misses, and it's 2-0 to Costello. Good hitters count to start the ball game. Next pitch. That's high and away, 3-0. Costello, 423, 3 triples, 7 RBIs. And he works a 4-pitch walk. That actually doesn't include the double he hit last night at Reading. So a leadoff base runner on 4 pitches.
Number 17, Tom Russo.
For the Blue Sox, here's Thomas Russo leading the team in batting average at .478 with 2 RBIs. Lefty against lefty, and 5 straight balls to begin the inning for young Zeke Berg. We'll see if Costello will run. Right now he'll dive back to first on that check by Berg. That catches the bottom edge of the strike zone, and that's the first strike thrown by Berg tonight, 1-1. Another check of Costello at first, and he's back standing. And the runner goes, pitches a strike throw down to second, not in time. 1-2 the count, and Costello has a stolen base. For Costello, that's his 4th of the season to lead the team. So runner in scoring position, nobody out. And the pitch to Russo into center field. Camping under it, the center fielder Cacciola, and he makes the catch, no advance by Costello, 1 down.
Now batting the shortstop, number 4, Ross Curley.
So here's Ross Curley, the shortstop, had his first triple in 9 years last night against Reading. Lefty against righty. And the pitch to him from Berg. On the outside corner for strike one. Costello gets a secondary lead, now runs. This is skied into center field. Costello has to hurry back to second as this will be caught by Cacciola for out number 2.
Now batting left fielder, number 24, Julian Alvarez.
It'll be up to Julian Alvarez to try and plate Costello. Alvarez batting .259 with 4 RBIs. Getting his first action since June 28th. Against Melrose on opening night, he was 0 for 3, as that misses low for ball 1. The 1-0. Turned inside out to the right side. Fielded by the second baseman on to first. And the leadoff walk and stolen base goes for naught. After half an inning, Blue Sox nothing. Melrose coming up. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information.
Friends, just a reminder, there are free program guides available right behind home plate and right in front of Eddie Giacomo. Now leading off for your Americans, from Endicott College, the center fielder, Dan Cacciola.
Dan Cacciola will lead things off for the Melrose Americans against Drew Leanhouse, and that's up and in for ball 1. Lefty against lefty, and the pitch is chopped to second. Wilsey has it on a hop, swallows it up, fires to first in time. 1 down. So Cacciola retired on just 2 pitches. Entering that at bat, Cacciola's batting .263.
Now batting out of UMass Boston, the left fielder, Nick Herzog.
Here's Nick Herzog, who made a spectacular catch on Saturday in the Eastern Mass All-Star Classic that kept the Intercity League in the lead for the time being at the moment of that catch, a diving catch in center field. But unfortunately, it turned out to be in vain as the ICL lost the game on a walk-off walk in the bottom of the 7th. But remember, they were up 7-0 on the Cranberry League after 3 innings, and then they let it get away as the Cranberry League won 8-7. The 0-2 pitch fouled off, and that looks like that got a piece of the home plate umpire. So John Putras is going to go out to the mound to give our man a moment to recover. Some umpires will have protection on their arms, but not here tonight. And then again, you don't want to have too much on your arms tonight on a warm night where it's in the mid 80s. 0-2 the count. Leanhouse delivers. Chop to second again. Wilsey on a hop. Fires to first. 2 down. Wilsey's been busy this inning. That'll bring up Malcolm Nachmanoff, the right fielder.
Now batting from Tufts University, the right fielder, number 39, Malcolm Nachmanoff.
Malcolm's batting .394 with 1 homer and 8 RBIs. The 8 RBIs is a team high for the Americans, and he swings and misses at that one for strike 1. Drew Leanhouse, former Northeastern product, pitching to another former Northeastern player, John Puttress, and was a product of the San Francisco Giants organization 2 years ago. He was even a teammate of former Blue Sox Chris Shaw, as that is down and in for ball 1. Speaking of former Blue Sox in the minor league, Shaw right now at AAA Sacramento for Sacramento or Fresno, the San Francisco AAA affiliate. Shaw's in AAA right now as the count's 2-1, and former Blue Sox Alcis Herrera, congratulations on getting promoted to the AA Akron Rubber Ducks of the Cleveland Indians organization, as Ross fires that one on to first for a 1-2-3 inning for Drew Leanhouse. After a full inning, it is Blue Sox nothing, Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $50 per game. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information.
She's on vacay. I don't know, you miss her? Really? I thought you and I had a thing. Thank you. To be honest, I'm not sure. I'm going to find out from Raz tonight. Yeah, but thanks for asking. Oh, 2 days, 12. Thank you. I'll make mention. Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, there are plenty of trash receptacles located throughout the park. Please make good use of them. Also, plenty of free program guides available behind home plate. Yeah, if you know any of these colleges, Alphabet is great, Wilson. Now batting. Julian Alpha.
No,
Dan Graham. Now batting, the designated hitter, Dan Graham. Connecticut State. Thank you.
Dan Graham to lead things off here in the top of the second as he takes ball 1. Graham has had 1 at-bat this season, was a strikeout victim in it, as that's on the outside corner to even the count at 1. Down and away, 2-1. Graham's at-bat came all the way back on June 28th against Reading. That misses inside, 3-1. Graham and then Jake Wilsey and Taylor Ferguson do up here in the top of the second. Berg delivers, and another leadoff walk drawn by the Blue Sox.
Now batting the second baseman, number 27.
Here's Jake Wilsey, the Tiger Slayer, as we told you that story in last night's broadcast, and how he has owned the LSU Tigers in his career down in New Orleans, as that's down and away, ball 1. And this inning has begun the same way, well, actually not exactly the same way that the first inning began. That was a 4-pitch walk as opposed to a 5-pitch walk, but 1-0 to Wilsey. And he smokes this one into left field, and it gets down in front of the left fielder Herzog. He traps it, and it's a base hit for Wilsey. I thought that was going to travel further than it actually did.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 10, Taylor Ferguson.
That had a much louder sound than it traveled a lot. Didn't travel as far as you would think it would for as loud a sound it made, as Ferguson on the first pitch flips this one down the right field line. It's caught by the first baseman Jennings for out number 1.
Now batting, number 21, the first baseman, Josue Feliciano.
So here's Josue Feliciano, who had some good heads-up base running last night. Reached on a 2-base error as the ball got under the shortstop's glove and just kept running as he looks to bunt, and he pops it into the screen for strike 1. Well, Josue bunting at Morelli Field, that brings back memories, as remember 2 years ago he laid down the game-winning suicide squeeze to bring home the championship-winning run against the Andre Chiefs in Game 3 in that epic. Oh and 1 to Sway, and he takes a strike, 0-2. Berg comes set, looks at second, and comes home with it. Swing and a miss. And Feliciano not happy with himself for going after that one. So after the first 2 men reaching, it's now 2 down. And that'll bring out the number 9 hitter, John Puttress.
Now batting for Lexington, number 2, John Puttress.
Puttress still looking for his first hit of the season as he takes downstairs for ball 1. Actually, looking to just get on base for the. Actually, he has gotten on base. He hasn't drawn a walk. He's been reached on an error. Is the only way he's gotten on base. He has scored a run this season. As that's low, ball 2. The defensive alignment for the Americans, left to right in the outfield, Herzog, Cacciola, and Nachmanoff. As that's outside, throw down to first, and they did not get him.
No, come on, get up there, Kevin.
No way.
And Kevin Burgoyne is going out to have a word with the umpire. He thought the throw was on there and Wilsey was out, but Three and 0 the count. Looking at the replay looking at the delayed stream that I have here, it was definitely a close call. I don't know if he got the tag in time. It was, but could have gone either way certainly. So 3 and 0 to Puttress. Let's see if he'll get the green light here. He will not. He takes strike 1, and now he'll go to work. So we'll see if that call comes back to bite the Americans. 3 and 1 the count, 2 on, 2 out in the second. That's low, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. And the lineup turns over for the dangerous Jeff Costello. That's the third walk issued by Berg.
Now batting, the right fielder, Jeff Costello.
Costello walked on 4 pitches to begin the ball game and stole second shortly after. As that misses outside, ball 1. As that's in the dirt, gets away from the catcher Devin, but not far enough, and not visible enough for that matter for the runners to advance. As Graham held at third, and Costello was blocking his view as the right-handed hitting Costello was in front of that ball for Graham to get a break. 2-0 the count. The pitch, taken all the way for strike 1. Berg is more well-known for his time in the Americans as a hitter, not so much as a pitcher. And that hit him on the back foot, and the run is going to come in to score.
Now batting the third baseman, number 17, Thomas Russo.
So credit Costello with an RBI. 2 walks, a single, and a hit batsman. Bases still loaded. 2 out. And Russo grounds this one to second. Hughie up with it, fires on to first. The damage could have been much worse. But the Blue Sox do take the lead on 1 hit. They leave the bases loaded, though. After 1.5, Blue Sox 1, Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to remind you that the Melrose Americans are a proud supporter of finding a treatment and cure for ALS. To find out more, please visit the Pete Frady's website, www.petefrady's.com.
You can follow Local Sports Productions on the web at www.localsportsproductions.com, facebook.com/localsportsproductions, and on Twitter at LSP37. And be sure to click the subscribe button on the LSP YouTube channel. So the Blue Sox have drawn 3 walks already against Zeke Berg. I mentioned has been more proficient with the bat rather than the pitching in his brief career with the Americans, but only got him for 1 run thus far. And there's been these outs that they've been making have been early in the count too. Got to make them work. So here's Kyle Devin, the cleanup man, to lead off the bottom of the second. He takes on the outside corner for strike 1. Devin batting .111 with 1 homer and 3 RBIs as he takes strike 2. Devin and then John Jennings and Will Shackelford. The defensive alignment for the Blue Sox, I realize I didn't get the complete defensive alignment for the Americans to you. Alvarez, Ferguson, and Costello left to right in the outfield. And a breaking ball catches the outside corner for strike 3, much to the chagrin of Devin, and there's 1 out.
Now batting out of UMass Amherst, the first baseman, number 8, John Jennings.
Third to first in the infield, Russo, Curley, Wilsey, and Feliciano and Putris catching Leanhouse, the all-Northeastern battery, as that's upstairs for ball 1 to John Jennings. Jennings batting .308 with 3 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a triple. That misses 2-0. Popped up into shallow right, and now it's going to be Costello. A few steps to his right to make the catch, 2 down.
batting out of Tufts University, the shortstop, number 17, Will Shackelford.
So here's Will Shackelford to try and keep the inning going, batting .222 with 5 RBIs. And a little looper down the third base line. It's picked up in foul ground by Puttress for strike one. One nothing Blue Sox here on the bottom of the second. The pitch from Leanhouse. Up and away, and it's 1-1. Swing and a miss at a high one, and it's 1-2. And he ties him up inside for strike three. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Leanhouse, and he's set down the first 6. After 2 complete, Blue Sox 1, Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball and LSP. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at www.lexingtonbluesox.com, facebook.com/LexingtonBlueSox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL. So here we go to the top of the third, as it'll be the heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Blue Sox. Ross Curley, Julian Alvarez, and Dan Graham. Ross flew out to center his first time up, and he smokes one down the left field line and foul for strike one.
Number 4, the shortstop, Ross Curley.
Blue Sox have 1 run on 1 hit, and they've stranded 4 through the first 2 innings. That breaking ball catches the outside corner from Berg, and it's 0-2 rather. Haven't been able to punish Berg for the 3 walks he's issued in the 1-hit batsman as well, as Ross barely gets a piece of that. Remains 0-2. The pitch, up and away, 1-2. See, this is what the Blue Sox should be doing against a pitcher like Berg. You know, they've been going, hacking early in the count, and it's produced a lot of quick outs. Like, you had Ross flew out on the second pitch of his at bat last time up, and Russo grounded out to second on 1 pitch. Ferguson lined out to first on 1 pitch. As that swung on miss for strike 3, completing the play at first is Devin. So while that doesn't result in a base runner, it does at least work the count a little more for the Blue Sox. Here's Julian Alvarez, who fell in the same trap, ending the first by grounding out on the second pitch he saw, as that's ball 1. I mean, sure, the Blue Sox made Berg throw 20 pitches last inning, but that was to 7 batters, as that's popped up into shallow left. And coming in is the left fielder, Herzog, for out number 2. So another quick out for the Blue Sox.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, number 9, the designated hitter, Dan Graham.
Here's Dan Graham, who led off the second with a walk and came around to score what is thus far the game's only run. And the pitch misses outside for ball 1. Two and 0, as I think he tried to snap that one back over the outside corner, but was too low with it. 3 and 0, as that nearly hit him. It would have been the second hit batsman of the game for Berg. So 3 and 0 to Graham, and I think he's going to be taken all the way here. Lefty against lefty especially. And he takes ball 4, so Graham works his second walk in as many innings and as many plate appearances.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, the second baseman, number 27, Jake Wilsey.
So here's Jake Wilsey, who singled his first time up last inning. Sox looking to string some hits together here. They only have one thus far, as that is a huge swing and a miss by Wilsey on a good breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Graham definitely not a threat to run. Very small lead at first, and Wilsey takes outside for ball 1. Although, when Graham first started out with the Blue Sox, he was he would run, and he was very good at it. He had 10 stolen bases in his first season with the Blue Sox, his MVP year in 2007. As that's fouled off, and it's 1-2. His last stolen base came on July 10th, 2015 against Wakefield. Pitch is down and away to Wilsey, and it's 2-2. So like I said, this is what the Blue Sox need to do, make Berg work. Even if it doesn't result in something right now, it will pay off later in the game at the very least. As that's fouled down the third baseline rather, and over towards the fence where one of the Americans players will grab it. Still 2-2. I was talking about Graham's stolen bases. In fact, he was 10 for 10 in stolen base attempts in his MVP year. On the inside corner, strike 3. Wilsey can't believe it. The side is retired. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Berg. 1 man left. Blue Sox have left 5 through 3 innings after 2.5. Blue Sox 1, Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Coverage of Blue Sox baseball on LSP continues Wednesday night at 7:25 p.m. when the Blue Sox take on the same Melrose Americans, also at Morelli Field.
Is out of the Wimbledon Championships after going out to Luxembourg's Gilles Muller in 5 sets, 3-6, 4-6.
Watch or listen live at localsportsproductions.com/live or stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on the LSP YouTube channel.
Advanced to the quarterfinals. Venus Williams is going for her 6th Wimbledon crown. Now batting for the Americans, the third baseman, number 19, from Bentley University, Chris Hopkins.
Bottom third of the order due up here in the bottom of the third for the Americans. Chris Hopkins, Charlie Hughey, and Mike Agito. Against Drew Lienhout, who fires up and away for ball 1. That catches the outside corner to even the count at 1. That That misses outside, 2-1, and a rare sight indeed that Leanhouse is behind a batter here. He misses up and away, 3-1. Hopkins batting .313 with 2 RBIs. All 5 of his hits are singles. Ball 4, and the Americans have their first base runner of the ball game.
Now batting for the Americans, the second baseman, number 23, Charlie Hughie.
So here's Charlie Hughie, and we'll see if he might be laying one down here. Hughie batting .240 with no RBIs, 6 hits, all of which are singles. He does square, and firing over to first is Leanhouse. Started out as a slow move for Leanhouse, and then he fired quickly as this is grounded down the first base line, and Feliciano bobbles it, fires over to first with the second baseman covering, and the sacrifice works out 3-4. But advancing to second is Hopkins.
Now batting the designated hitter from Westfield State, number 42, Mike Aguido.
Mike Aguido with a runner in scoring position and 1 out for the Americans here. Aguido 1 for 4 in limited action thus far this season, as that's up and away, ball 1. Leanhouse threw exactly 20 pitches through the first 2 innings, 14 for strikes. There's a bit of a breeze out in left field as the mesh beyond the fence was moving up and down, as that swung on and missed for strike 1. That's outside, 2-1. Swing and a miss at a pitch down and away and in the dirt, and it evens the count at 2. Leanhouse looks at second and comes home with it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another pitch away from the left-handed hitting Aguido, and there are 2 down.
Back to the top of the order, the center fielder, number 4, from Endicott College, Dan Cacciola.
So here's Dan Cacciola, who grounded out to second, leading off the bottom of the first. Another lefty for the lefty Leanhouse, as that's up and away, ball 1. But Cacciola not chasing that one. Infield and outfield playing straight up. And that is fired over the heart of the plate for strike 1. Cacciola was 1 for 1 with 2 stolen bases and a run scored against Lexington on opening night, as that pitch was a strike, 1-2. And 1 hit, had a single and was hit by a pitch. Also laid down a sacrifice. As that is on the outside corner, strike 3 called, and another strikeout for Drew Leanhouse. He's got 4, and after 3 complete, Blue Sox 1, Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP.
Just a reminder from the city of Melrose, there are plenty of trash bins scattered throughout the ballpark. Reminder, please pick up after yourselves.
Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information.
Leading off for the Blue Sox, number 10, Taylor Ferguson, the center fielder.
Taylor Ferguson, Josue Feliciano, and John Puttress, the bottom third of the order, due up for the Blue Sox here in the top of the fourth. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 5 men left for the Blue Sox through the first 3. They have been unable to really capitalize on 4 Zeke Berg walks, as that is outside 2-0. As Berg starts another leadoff man off in a good hitter's count, but he gets that one over for strike 1. Ferguson lined out to first on the first pitch he saw. He checks his swing, and that's up and away, 3-1. Josue Feliciano on deck. Swing and a miss. That would have been ball 4. Instead, it's a full count. And a swing and a miss. A big strikeout there to begin the inning for Zeke Berg, and there's 1 down.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, number 21, the first baseman, Josue Feliciano.
Comes back from 3-1 down at Ferguson to get the K. Here's Feliciano, who struck out swinging his first time up in the second. The pitch misses down and in for ball 1. And he fouls that one into the overhang to even the count. Berg has just now reached the 60 pitch mark, as that's down and in for ball 2. Now it's 61 pitches, only 28 for strikes, as this is into left center and down for a base hit. Feliciano's on his way to second with a hustle double. So some more heads-up base running by Sway. Gets him to second base. Last night was on an error. This one is on a solid hit. So that'll bring up John Puttress. I don't think you're going to be...
For the Blue Sox, number 2, John Puttress.
Putty isn't going to be bunting here. He'll be looking to bring Feliciano home. Looking for a hit here, as he takes ball 1. Putty walked on 5 pitches his first time up. Big hole between first and second, as that's chopped to the left side. Feliciano has to hold it second. Throw on to first, retires Putty for out number 2.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, the right fielder, number 7, Jeff Costello.
So that'll bring up Jeff Costello, who has reached base twice without the aid of a hit. Walked, leading off the ball game, as that's they just called a balk on Berg, so Feliciano is awarded third base. So no pitch, just Feliciano now on third. believe that's the first balk we've seen all season. So runner to third now for Costello. As I was saying, he's reached twice. He's reached base twice without the aid of a hit. Walk and a hit by pitch. He swings at the first pitch, pops it up down the right field line. Coming over is Nachmanoff, and he makes the catch. And again, another first pitch out, an early count out for the Blue Sox. And it costs them a run. So after 3.5, we're halfway home. It is the Blue Sox 1 and the Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $50 per game. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. So Nick Herzog will lead things off in the bottom of the fourth, and he pops this one foul down the right field line and out of play for strike one. Herzog grounded out to second his first time up. Another pop foul, and it's 0-2. Drew Lienhouse has thrown 37 pitches thus far, 24 for strikes. And here's number 38. Popped foul down the right field line, and another chase by Feliciano. He wants to make a play so bad, but that was well out of play, and hopefully the cars down Linfels Parkway are still intact. My car got smashed by foul ball at Victory Field a couple weeks ago. In all my years with the Blue Sox, I'm surprised that hadn't happened already, but that's low ball one. Guess I know where not to park at Victory Field now. The 1-2, low 2-2. That just missed inside, 3-2. That looked good from here. So let's see if Lienhouse will recover from not getting that call. He's a fast warmer, as you could tell. And the pitch is grounded to second. Wilsey scoops it up. Fires on to first in time, one down.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 39, Malcolm Nachmanoff.
So here's Malcolm Nachmanoff, who grounded out to short to end the first. 1-0 Blue Sox. Blue Sox feel like they should be up more, but they haven't been able to take advantage of their chances. They've left 6 through the first 4, as that's up and away for ball one. They only have 2 hits at that. Towering pop-up on the infield. Feliciano calling for it. And he makes the catch. 2 down.
Now batting for the Americans, the catcher, number 43, Kyle Devin.
So that'll bring up Kyle Devin, who struck out looking on 3 pitches to begin the second. As that's up and in for ball one. Another fly ball. This one into center field. Back goes Ferguson. And he makes the catch for the out that retires the side. So another 1-2-3 inning.
We're through 4, and our score remains Blue Sox 1, Americans 0.
We're through 4 complete, and Drew Leanhouse has faced 1 over the minimum. After 4 complete, Blue Sox 1, Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP.
Just a reminder, there are free program guides for tonight's game directly behind home plate. Thank you.
You can follow Local Sports Productions on the web at www.localsportsproductions.com, facebook.com/localsportsproductions, and on Twitter at LSP37. And be sure to subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. Blue Sox trying to get a rally going to get some insurance for Drew Leanhouse, who has held the Americans hitless through 4, but
Leading off the top of the 5th,
Blue Sox have had their chances. They left the bases loaded in the second.
Russo.
Got 2, 3, and 4 due up. Russo, Curley, and Alvarez were a combined 0 for 6 tonight, though. As Russo takes strike 1, 0 and 1. Russo as flied out to center and grounded out to second. They'll appeal down to first, and the infield umpire says he did go, and it's strike 2. An excuse me swing by Russo, and it's fouled off. It remains 0 and 2. As that misses outside, 1 and 2 to Roos. Let's talk about how the Blue Sox have been retired swinging early in the count, as that is swung on missed for strike 3, and Russo is 0 for 3. That'll bring up Ross Curley, who's 0 for 2 with a fly out to center and a strikeout.
Now batting the shortstop, number 4, Ross Curley.
You have like 1, 2, 3, 4. As that hits Ross. Second hit batsman of the game for Berg.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, the left fielder, number 24, Julian Alvarez.
And here's a man who can make you pay for that sort of thing with his power, Julian Alvarez. But like I was saying, like there have been 4 2-pitch outs for the Blue Sox tonight, and 3 1-pitch outs, just being retired on the first pitch swinging. Another check on Curley at first. He's back standing. Blue Sox have left 6, despite only having 2 hits, and they have only 1 run. Ball 1 to Alvarez. And was that a strike? I couldn't tell the signal from the umpire, but it's ball 2 apparently. 2 and 0. That is. Oh, excuse me. Now it's 1 and 2. It wasn't 2 and 0. It was 1 and 2. So my apologies. 1 and 2, a couple of good breaking balls at the knees for Berg. That's low and away. Curley will not advance. And now it's 2 balls, 2 and 2. A lot of room to right center if Alvarez can push one the other way. And he won't do it there as that's low ball 3. Still no advance by Curley. Dan Graham on deck. And that's down and in, ball 4. 5th walk issued by
Now
Zeke
batting
Berg.
For the Blue Sox, the designated hitter, number 9, Dan Graham.
And out to have a word with Berg is Devin. So, like Costello, Graham has been aboard twice without the aid of a hit. He's walked twice and scored the only run of this game thus far. Wily veteran Graham will take low ball 1. Ball squirts away from Devin, but no advance by the runners, and it looks like a lot of these balls are hitting the dirt and getting away from Devin right now. Hit batsman and walk. This inning at first and second, 1 out. That misses down and away, 2-0. And you have a right-handed power hitter in Jake Wilsey on deck. So the lefty-lefty matchup, you want to get Graham. Low, 3-0. If Graham reaches, the Blue Sox would have the bases loaded for the second time tonight. And they won't have it there as that's in there for strike 1, and now Graham will go to work. There appears to be action warming for the Americans down the left field line. You can't see it there. As Graham laces this one to right field, and this will be caught on the run by the right fielder, Nachmanoff. A great sound off the bat, but again, it doesn't produce anything. You had Wilsey's single that sounded great off the bat, but
27, Jake Wilsey.
does not produce anything, so Graham retired. Conference at the mound as Kevin Burgoyne going over how to attack the right-handed hitting Wilsey. Here's Wilsey, 1 for 2 with that single that sounded like it was going to be something bigger. As I mentioned, you remember the sound off the bat was pretty deafening. Same with that hit by Graham, but that resulted in an out. So it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner rather at first for Julian Alvarez. Can't tell who it is from here. As that's up and away for ball 1.
The pinch runner for the Blue Sox, number 6, Aaron Barboza.
So Aaron Barboza is pinch running at first for Julian Alvarez. And the pitch to Wilsey. That's a strike, but better pitches than that have been called balls tonight. 1-1. Down and away, and Wilsey tells us runners don't go. As once again, there's a pitch in the dirt by Berg. 2-1. So Curley at second, Barboza at first, and the pitch fouled off onto Linfels Parkway, 2-2. Blue Sox need some production here. Drew Leanhouse has been pitching great, but one false move and the game could be tied if the Americans have anything to say about it. The 2-2. Line up the middle, down for a base hit. Curley being waved around third. The throw to the plate is well offline. It skips to the backstop. The runners will hold at second and third. An RBI single for Jake Wilsey, and the Blue Sox extend their lead to 2-0. Finally, a big hit that the Blue Sox were looking for. So Taylor Ferguson, with 2 runners in scoring position now, will get a chance to double the lead with a base hit. And he takes upstairs ball 1. Ferguson is 0 for 2.
Number 10, the center fielder, Taylor Ferguson.
Fergie has lined out to first and struck out swinging. Jake Wilsey provides yet another big hit for the Blue Sox in a short time with the team. Has popped up into center field. Right fielder also coming in, but it's the center fielder Cacciola making the catch, and the side is retired. So the Blue Sox get 1 run on 1 hit, but leave 2. They've left 8 through the first 5.
It is now 2-0.
After 4.5, it is the Blue Sox 2 and the Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at www.lexingtonbluesox.com, facebook.com/Lexington Blue Sox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL.
www.petefrates.com to find out more.
Five, 6, and 7 due up for the Melrose Americans here in the bottom of the 5th, with John Jennings to lead things off.
Now batting for the Americans, the first baseman, number 8, John Jennings.
Jennings flew out to right his first time up in the 2nd. Leanhouse out there for his 5th inning of work, and he misses high for ball 1. Aaron Barboza stays in the game to play left field after pinch running for Julian Alvarez. This is fouled onto Linfels Parkway, 1-1. The pitch fouled off into the overhang, and it's 1-2. And a little looper, and what a leaping catch by Ross Curley! Timed it perfectly to make the snow cone, and there's one down.
For the Americans, a shortstop, number 17, Will Shackelford.
So here's Will Shackelford, struck out swinging to end the 2nd. And the pitch is fouled into the overhang, not onto Linfels Parkway, for strike 1. Swing and a miss and a pitch away, 0-2. Lean outs, winds, and delivers. Waste pitch there with the fastball up and away. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down here in the 5th.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 19, Chris Hopkins.
Here's Chris Hopkins, who is the only base runner thus far for the Americans. He walked his first time up on 5 pitches, no less, and that is fouled into the screen for strike 1. Leanhouse is retired 4 by way of the K after that strikeout of Shackelford. Breaking ball down and away, 4-1 to even the count. Blue Sox trying to give Leanhouse a little more run support as that misses high, 2-1. And I misspoke with 5 strikeouts. I actually had the 5 strikeouts on my sheet. What am I doing? Down and away, 3-1. The number 7 hitter, Hopkins, he apparently the only one who's seeing Leanhouse tonight. And he misses ball 4. Second walk issued by Leanhouse. It's the second walk to Hopkins. So the inning continues for Charlie Hughey, who laid down a sacrifice.
Second baseman, number 23, Charlie Hughey.
His first time up in that bobbled play by Feliciano, but he recovered in time. And this is into center field. Ferguson on the run, and he makes the catch for the out that retires the side. So another walk, but still no hits thus far for the Americans, and after 5 complete,
At the end of the 5th inning, our score remains 2-0.
Blue Sox 2, Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Coverage of Blue Sox baseball and local sports productions continues Wednesday night at 7:25 p.m. when the Blue Sox return to here at Morelli Field to take on the same Melrose Americans. Watch or listen live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on YouTube. Zeke Berg back on the mound for the Blue Sox, for the Americans rather. And he will face Josue Feliciano,
For the Blue Sox,
John Putras, and Jeff Costello.
first baseman, number 21, Josue Feliciano.
Feliciano 1 for 2 with a double tonight. That double is his first extra base hit of the season. And the pitch to Sway is taken outside for ball 1. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 8 men left for the Blue Sox. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left for the Americans as this is into right field. Back goes Nachmanoff, puts the glove up, and makes the catch for out number 1. So that'll bring up John Putras.
Number 2, John Putras.
Putty is 0 for 1 with a walk. The Blue Sox, again, just have 2 runs and 3 hits, and they've left 8. That's a line you hardly ever see. As this is into right field, Nachmanoff going back makes the catch on the run, 2 down. So the Blue Sox, again, swinging early in the count and not getting anything out of it.
Now batting the right fielder, number 7, Jeff Costello.
So here's Jeff Costello to try and keep the line moving. Walked, stole a base, was hit by a pitch, and flew out to right on the first pitch he saw in the 4th as he takes strike 1. Berg has done a good job working out of danger. He worked out of that bases loaded situation in the 2nd with only 1 run allowed, as that's a swing and a miss, and the pitch gets away from Devin for strike 2. And then only allowed 1 run in a tough situation last inning. And Costello chops this one to the left side in the hole. It's the shortstop, Shackelford. Fires on to first, not in time to get the speedy Costello. And the Blue Sox have a 2-out base runner.
Now batting the third baseman, number 5, Thomas Russo.
Actually, it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for Thomas Russo. It's going to be Dorian Rojas.
Number 5, Dorian Rojas. Thank you. Well, Bruce, who else? Thank you.
And a check of Costello at first, and he just barely gets back in time. So Rojas going to try and bring some extra power to the number 2 slot. Costello at first. Rojas' numbers a second. Costello runs, pitches outside, throw down to second. It goes to the left field side of the bag, and Costello has his 2nd stolen base of the game. And a 1-0 count to Dorian. Dorian batting 4 for 10 in limited action this season with 1 double and 3 RBIs. And Devin out to have a word with Berg. And you bring the power from Dorian, and you also bring a right-handed bat to the left-handed matchup with Berg. Russo finishes his night 0 for 3. Rojas now looking for a big base hit. Blue Sox have, again, left 8 runners on base tonight. Runner goes from second. The throw down to third is not in time, as the pitch was a strike. It's 1-1, and Costello with another stolen base.
Good throw, catcher.
Costello just tearing up the base paths here. But with only 2 out, a fly ball isn't going to do anything for him, as that's blocked again by Devin. He keeps it in front of him. No advance by Costello. Devin is taking a lot of abuse down there behind the plate, trying to knock down these low balls to prevent the runners from scoring. He's enabled Berg to not be charged with a wild pitch. This is up the middle, past Berg and into center field for a base hit, and Dorian provides a big RBI, and he can also thank Costello for tearing off the base paths. That was a dual effort there. And the Blue Sox take a 3-0 lead. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change as Zeke Berg has given the ball back to Kevin Burgoyne. Top of the 6th, 2 out. Blue Sox up 3-0 on the Americans. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. So after Dorian gets the base hit, Chris Ruaco pinch runs at first for him. And here's Ross Curley to bat. And the pitch is on the outside corner to strike for strike one to our new mystery pitcher. As that's low, 1-1. Looks like number 6 from here, which would be Ronnie Luke, but he's a righty according to the program. And Ross is 0 for 2, was hit by pitch and scored last inning. And he laces this one down the left field line, but was just out in front of it for strike 2. And the pitch to Ross, inside, 2-2. So it is, in fact, Ronnie Luke pitching. And Ronnie is making his 4th appearance of the season. He's only pitched 2 innings total. And he gets Ross to strike out there, and the side is retired, but the Blue Sox get 1 run on 2 hits and leave a runner at first. After 5 1/2, it is the Blue Sox 3 and the Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information.
Ruaco goes to third. Tigers is now at first.
Now batting number 42, Mike Igito.
So a couple of defensive changes for the Blue Sox. Chris Ruaco, after pinch running for Dorian Rojas, who pinch hit for Thomas Russo, stays in the game at third base, and Jeff Vigers takes over at first for Josue Feliciano. Strike 2 to Mike Igito, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And fire truck going down Tremont Street as that swung on and missed for strike 3.
Now batting the center fielder, number 4, Dan Cacciola.
Line turns over for Dan Cacciola, who's grounded out to second and struck out looking. Looks to butt his way on, and it is foul. Now, what's the unwritten rule of baseball? Don't bunt to break up a no-hit attempt, no-hitter bid. 0-1. Well, it's only a 3-run. It's only a 3-run lead, so you gotta chip into it somehow, I guess. But still, 0-1 the count, and the pitch fired in there for strike 2. 0-2. Cacciola and then Nick Herzog. And then if anybody gets on, Malcolm Nachmanoff. Little chopper to third. Ruaco has it. Fires to first in time. 2 down, and that'll bring up Nick Herzog, who's grounded out to second twice.
Now batting the left fielder, number 34, Nick Herzog.
Leanhouts delivers, and he chops this one. It's speared by Leanhouts. He will underhand to first. And Drew Leanhouts has held the Americans hitless through 6. We go to the top of the 7th. It is the Blue Sox 3 and the Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $50 per game. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. So Aaron Barboza will lead things off.
For the Blue Sox, number 6, Aaron Barboza.
Barboza pinch ran for Alvarez in the 5th, and now he's getting his first at-bat of the ball game. Ronnie Luke delivers low, ball 1. Barboza 150 with 1 RBI, and he swings and misses for strike 2.
For the Americans now, number 6, Ronnie Luke.
Barboza, then Graham and Wilsey due up here in the 7th. The pitch outside, 2-1. And this is lined to the right side on a couple of hops. It's Hughie. Fires on to first. And they got him by an eyelash there. Barboza unable to beat out the same kind of play that Costello could.
Number 9, Dan Graham.
So 1 out. That'll bring up Dan Graham. Graham is 0 for 1. Walked twice, scored a run, and flown out to right. The pitch, strike 1. Off-speed pitch misses upstairs. It's 1-1. Two and one now. And he skies this one to the right now to play. Make it 2-2. And Graham comes up empty at that one, and it's 2 down, 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th.
Blue Sox, number 27, the second baseman, Jake Wilsey.
We'll give you the line on Berg in just a little bit, but here is Jake Wilsey. And he takes outside ball 1. Wilsey is 2 for 3 with a big RBI single his last time up, also singled in the second, and around that sandwich around a strikeout as that's into center field. And he trapped it. He was unable to make the catch, the center fielder Cacciola. And Wilsey is aboard with a 2-out hit.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, the center fielder, number 10, Taylor Ferguson.
So here's Taylor Ferguson trying to race an 0 for 3. And the pitch is in there for strike 1. In the bottom of the 7th, it'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up for Melrose, Nachmanoff, Devon, and Jennings. And the pitch, outside 1-1. Big cut and a miss, and it's 1-2. The line on Berg, 5 2/3 innings, a lot of 5s here. 5 hits, 3 runs, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts, 2 hit batsmen, as this is popped up to the left, and that will get out of play. Couple of Melrose Americans infielders waiting at the fence to see if it would come back in, but no such luck. 5 walks, 5 strikeouts, 2 hit batsmen, 1 balk, 100 pitches, only 51 for strikes. The 1-2 again to Ferguson. Upstairs, 2-2. On deck is Jeff Vigers, who came in defensively for Feliciano last half inning. Runner goes from second. The pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Runner goes from first, rather. And the inning is over. So now it's Drew Leadhout's turn to shut the door. After 6.5, Blue Sox 3, Americans nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, there are free program guides directly behind home plate. Again, free program guides for tonight's game. Thank you.
You can follow Local Sports Productions on the web at www.localsportsproductions.com, facebook.com/localsportsproductions, and on Twitter at LSP37. And be sure to click the subscribe button on the LSP YouTube channel. Well, here we go to the bottom of the 7th. Malcolm Nachmanoff to lead it off. He is 0 for 2.
Off the inning for the Americans, the right fielder, number 39, Malcolm Nachmanoff.
Nachmanoff is 0 for 2, like I said, grounded out to short and popped up to first. And he takes low ball 1. Leanhouse needed 7 pitches to get through the bottom of the 6th. All of them were strikes. Upstairs, 2-0. Pop foul over the screen, and it's 2-1. No other changes for the Blue Sox defensively. And nobody warming for the Blue Sox. Actually, there is someone warming beyond the right field fence. My mistake. Fouled away to the right. And it's 2-2. Blue Sox got one in the second, one in the fifth, and one in the sixth. But they've left 10 men tonight. They've left a runner in every inning, including the bases loaded in the second. Grounded to short. Curley bobbles, fires on to first. In time, one down.
Now batting for the Americans, the catcher, number 43, Kyle Devin.
So here's Kyle Devin. He struck out looking in the second and flew out to left in the fourth. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. Just misses upstairs, and it's 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Swing and a miss at a pitch down and away, 2-2. Leanhouse has allowed 2 walks tonight. That's it. Both those walks were to Chris Hopkins. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down.
Now batting for the Americans, the first baseman, number 8, John Jennings.
Devin goes down on strikes for the second time. 7th strikeout for Leanhouse. Here's Jennings. He flew out to right and lined out to short on a phenomenal play by Ross Curley. He pops this one up. In the right field, back goes Costello. And it's out of his reach. There's the first base hit for the Americans. It comes with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. It's a 2-out double.
For the Americans, the shortstop, number 17, Will Shackelford.
So on the first pitch swinging, Jennings drives a double to right. I didn't think it was going to travel as much as it did. I've heard harder hit balls just getting to left field for a base hit or been caught. So here's Will Shackelford, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner for the Americans in place of John Jennings.
Pinch running for the Americans, number 2, Mike Godot.
And Mike Godot is going to pinch run at second. And a bunt popped up. Puttress makes the catch. And it's a one-hitter for Drew Leanhouse.
3-0. Our next home game is July 12th at 7:30 p.m. against Wednesday, July 12th against the Lexington Blue Sox at 7:30. Once again, there are trash receptacles scattered throughout the park. Please pick up after yourselves. We want to keep our ballpark clean, and as always, drive home safely.
So a one-hit shutout, the only hit coming on a double with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th for Drew Leanhouse. John Jennings with the double. But what a performance by Drew Leanhouse. He was 1 out away from his 2nd career no-hitter with the Blue Sox.
We're going to have 7-1-1 here against, since they've moved to Melrose. And that's our 3rd.
The Blue Sox now move to 7-1-1 all-time at Morelli Field against the Americans, and this is the 3rd straight time the Blue Sox have shut out the Americans at Morelli Field. Thanks, Bruce Hack, for that info. So the final totals for the Blue Sox: 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 10 men left. And for the Melrose Americans, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. The game took 1 hour and 32 minutes. The winning pitcher, Drew Leanhoutz, he improves to 1-0. The losing pitcher is Zeke Berg. He falls to 0-1. With the win, the Blue Sox improve to 8-4-1, 17 points. And with the loss, the Americans fall to 6-7, 12 points. Our player of the game, well, who else would it be? Drew Leanhoutz took a no-hitter into the 7th and got as far as 1 out away from it before the double by Jennings. Finishes the game 7 innings, no runs allowed, just the 1 hit, and 7 strikeouts and 2 walks. So that's a big win for the Blue Sox after a disappointing performance last night against Reading, although I'm sure they would have liked to have more runs on the board given the number of walks they drew and the fact that they left 10 men. But they will get another crack at the Americans and see if the bats can wake up a little more Wednesday night back here at Morelli Field. So, with that said, this has been a presentation of the Lexington Blue Sox in association with Local Sports Productions, serving Greater Boston student-athletes since 2011. Copyright 2017, unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of the Lexington Blue Sox or Local Sports Productions is strictly prohibited. Coverage of Blue Sox baseball on Local Sports Productions, as I said, continues Wednesday night at 7:25 p.m. when the Blue Sox come back to Morelli Field to take on the Melrose Americans. Watch or listen live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on YouTube. And be sure to follow Local Sports Productions on the web at www.localsportsproductions.com, facebook.com/localsportsproductions, and on Twitter at LSP37, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. Once again, the final score from Morelli Field at Melrose High in Melrose, Mass. It is the Lexington Blue Sox 3 and the Melrose Americans nothing on the back of a 1-hitter by Drew Leanhoutz. My name is Sam Feely. Thanks for tuning in.